Welcome to the Peeew.
You know, we are just never going to run out of things to say. Because
About other people.
Because we are, because we're blabbermouths. And we don't know.
There's just too many funny things going on.
There's too much to talk about. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have to do 5 shows a day.
No, we can't do that.
Well, we're going to have to.
Well, when we used to do 5 shows a week, you almost had a nervous breakdown.
We're kind of almost starting doing 5 shows a week, and I'm kind of starting having a nervous breakdown again.
It's a lot of pressure.
It is, yeah. Lots of pressure. Lots of pressure being fabulous and young. So,
but not as much pressure as being publicly outed.
Oh, and in such a cruel way, as he says. Richard Simmons, of course, we're talking about, and his lawsuit against the National Enquirer, who claimed that he was transitioning a la, what's her name?
A la Bruce Jenner.
A la Bruce Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner. And that he is going to have a sex change, which he says was a cruel assessment of his sexuality and blah, blah, blah. So the National Enquirer is saying that, well, you must be anti-LGBTQ because you're saying that it's cruel to say that you're transitioning, which means there's something wrong with transitioning. So, yeah.
They do have a point. Because
have a very good point.
If the National Enquirer said that I was transitioning, I wouldn't really feel offended. I would tell them I'm not, but I wouldn't feel like I've been insulted or slandered or libeled.
I mean, you know, at this
What's
point,
wrong with being trans?
why even bother saying you're not? Just go along with it, and you know.
Well, it's like celebrities that sue magazines for saying that they're gay.
Well, yeah.
Because it's not. I'm not ashamed.
I know, and there's a very specific list of things that are considered libel, and one is to say that you're gay if you're not, which the connotation is that there's something wrong with being gay, but it's also to say you're straight if you're gay. So that's and then there's the that you know if you committed a crime and you didn't, and if you're a drug addict and you're not, that kind of thing. So
well, I don't think that those are all equivalents though.
No, but they're all slander.
Oh, okay.
So
so says the legal expert.
Yeah. So I kind of, Richard Simmons should not have used that word cruel. He should have just said, well, it's not true, and now I'm going to sue you, and because that's what happened to
the thing is that you
Gawker.
can't, I think that if you just make a mistake, like say you print inaccurate information, you can't necessarily sue a publication for getting something wrong.
You can sue them, but their only recourse, to prove cruelty. Their only recourse that is to print a retraction. So on page 82, there'll be like a title thing that says Richard Simmons is not having it. And we used to do that in Project X. We would say on the cover, Linda Evangelista is a heroin addict. No, it'll say, read all about Linda Evangelista's heroin situation. And then inside it, Linda Evangelista has no heroin situation. So they read all about it.
I don't remember that.
I'll show you this right now.
Okay, I'm sure it did.
After the show. So it's like, and it's also like the Hulk Hogan thing with Gawker, where they released the sex tape and then he sued them, and it put Gawker out of business.
Oh, is that why Gawker's out of business?
Because of Hulk Hogan.
They were mean anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, they were funny, but they were mean.
Yeah. I don't understand that.
Funny mean?
Yeah.
Or mean funny?
Yeah. But wait a minute. Weren't you saying something about the media? You do the same thing? What?
Well, didn't I say that so long as you print something that you know is true, then you don't have to worry about.
Oh no, you were saying something about a seminar you took or something that they told you a long time ago. Like, do they follow those rules anymore? I don't think so.
They do. We do have to follow them, and I know from time to time we've had seminars about libel and slander, but you know the topic is just so boring.
It is boring.
I don't really pay attention.
You know, nobody in America pays any attention to anything boring anymore. They've got to zhuzh it up. Celebrity slander.
It's true. I think that I do tend to tune boring things out.
Unless it's a celebrity involved.
And even if it's a a I think.
Yeah, but if it's Lady Gaga or somebody.
No. Have you read Paper magazine recently?
Are they still publishing?
Yes.
No.
Well, papermag.com. I was just reading it yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I swear there were like 5 articles about Kendall Jenner, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, this magazine I used to think was so cool.
Oh, and it was. Oh my God!
And now it's all about like these stupid models and reality stars that that I don't care about.
Even the magazine itself was unconventional in the beginning. Remember what it was?
Right, when it was big.
Yeah, it was like it looked like a magazine, but then you open it up and it folded out bigger, and it got like that big.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it was really cool. And then they
got rid of that.
How impractical that was.
Well, I'm sure it was very impractical.
But it was cool.
It was cool.
I mean. And you know what? Now I think it might work. That's an example.
I bet it was the advertisers that didn't like it.
Yeah, because they were. But that's one of those things that was so far ahead of its time that now it would probably work. Because
it might. No, I think it would have worked less than that. Well, maybe because advertisers don't advertise in print.
It's unconventional. It's like new, guerrilla advertising.
It's kind of like a Visionaire kind of thing.
Yeah, I was just going to compare it to Visionaire. Is Visionaire still coming out?
I don't know.
I mean, Visionaire is like the coolest magazine in the whole world. I mean,
well, certainly not papermag.com.
Every issue is. Have you seen the one on There's one on like microfiche, microfilm thing, and then one is like a big box with like all the pages are like separate thing, and the magazine is like this big, and like it's just really cool. It must like cost a fortune to make.
Right, and
it costs a fortune to buy, right? It's like
yes, it's really expensive,
and it's worth every penny.
Probably why I haven't read it.
Yeah, we can't afford it. But we'll go make some money, maybe. Well, probably not. This commercial for something else.
You're going to make money when you sue Lucian Wintrich for slandering you.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
After I bite Ernie's tongue.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Welcome back to the Peeew.
Michael just bit my tongue and gave me AIDS.
Gave him AIDS. Now
it really hurts.
Yeah. Well, wait a little about 6 months later. But
now I get that $1,200 apartment.
Maybe. But this is medicine resistant strain. Can't think. Okay. So, and I'm a healthy carrier, by the way. So that's not true, ladies and gentlemen, especially the gentlemen. I am not a healthy carrier. Okay. I don't have it.
Does he or doesn't he?
Aha. Only his hairdresser knows.
Hairdresser or drug dealer?
Hairdresser. Definitely.
Okay.
I don't buy drugs from you anymore. We were going to talk about
You don't buy them or you just don't pay for them?
You don't give me any drugs.
No, I don't.
You keep them all for yourself and your live.
They're all for me. And my friends.
And your friend. Now, so we were going to talk about another outrage. This is this week's outrage.
Believe it or not,
we're going to have a big graphic. It's outrage.
Believe it or not, people in the club scene can be rude.
And selfish and self-centered and superficial. And those are their good points. No, we're not talking about Ernie. Nor are we talking about the person we're going to talk about.
Michael either.
No, and we're not talking about the person we're going to be talking about in a minute either. Are we?
No.
Okay, we're talking about the bartender at Rumpus Room, the club where Outrage is, and there's just been this big drama that I think is blown a lot out of proportion because it's a lot of he said, she said, blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line is that he is very aggressive, is I guess a good way to put it.
He's aggressive in reminding people that they should tip the bartender.
To the point of not giving them the drink until they give him a tip. And I try to explain to him that it's the other way around. You give them the drink, and then they tip according to your
What you think?
Your likability. They're like,
yeah, like your
service.
willingness to tip. I mean,
no. They tip according to what he does. They're his personal, bedside manner, his friendliness, his quick, all that. So, he makes a lot of money in tips, like a lot of money, like many times more than I do. But it bothered me in the beginning, and then I started getting worse. And I know, and he makes a lot of money, so it's kind of hard. I understand his point of view. It's like he feels that if he's not that way, because a lot of my friends aren't exactly Nelson Rockefeller, and even if they are, they will buy all drugs before they tip anybody or buy a drink or anything like that. So,
but I get embarrassed not tipping.
Well, you're I
mean, I'll at least
you're
tip
a little bit,
$1.
Yeah, well, okay, you're a little bit older. Admit it. You have a.
How can I forget that? You remind me every
I will
episode
not let
of the Peeew.
You have a job. You have you have an income.
Yeah.
A lot of people are young and they're living off of like their looks and their like fabulosity. They don't have any money, and Henry thinks that it's a waste to have them in the club because they don't buy drinks and they don't buy whatever. But my argument is that they fill the club so that when people come to do buy drinks, the club is filled and it looks fun and they stay. Because if they're not there, the people with money leave.
But remember when we were in our early 20s at Danceteria, when you used to do those Dirty Mouth or Bad Boy parties, like they would have like these crazy open bars that were like 2 hours long. And back then there were no restrictions on how many drinks you could order.
Yeah, and top shelf, anything.
And so you would order like 4 drinks at one time.
Yeah,
the bartender would give you 4 drinks. But the bartender wouldn't give you 4 more drinks if they remembered that you didn't tip them.
Yeah, okay, but that's different. The second time.
So so I would always tip them because I didn't want them to not give me
And when you get
drinks.
4 drinks, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And here it's a limit, now it's like a limit to 1 or 2 drinks per person per order, which is, ridiculous. But
I always felt that tipping the bartender was the way that you ensured that
of course.
bartender would keep giving you free drinks.
Okay, that's how it should be. But the first order shouldn't be, I'm not going to give you the drink.
Right.
So
it's unorthodox
because you don't give them a chance to get to know how friendly you are or whatever. So the thing is, so I tried talking to him about it, and we didn't see eye to eye on it because he said that all those people we're giving free drinks to are useless and we should get rid of them, and they're and so I went to Jahan, the owner of the club, in a very, I thought, mature, nice, friendly way, because I like Henry so much and I want him to stay there, and I want him, he's part of the Outrage family and everybody likes him other than that one aspect. And I told that to Jahan, and he went right to Henry and said, Michael says that you're really rude to everybody, and that he doesn't, and he's not gonna, you better. And so now Henry was really mad at me. So then, the next week, somebody lost their phone, Debris, who's actually a girl, we thought it was a drag queen, and she said to me at the bar that she lost her phone, and I said to Henry, oh, if anybody finds her phone, let me know. And he said, I just told her 5 times, what is she gonna do? I've got other things to do. And Jahan was standing right next to me, and I said, see, Jahan, this is the kind of unnecessary rudeness. And he said, and Henry said, what did you just say? And Jahan said, Michael said that this is the kind of unnecessary rudeness. Whoops! Ernie fucked up, and we screwed up the ending of this show, and we
thought we had an ending, but we didn't.
Ernie ran out of film. So we are now going to...
Well, who could have enough film when Michael's just blabbing?
That was the end of the story. Anyway, Henry and I have made up since that, and all is well at Outrage, and so you can sleep well at night knowing...
There's no more outraged bartender.
No more outraged bartender and Outrage, yes.
See you next time.
Bye.